Alright, what's my weight? Say about, alright, that is 145. That's about 144, right? And right now I have nothing in my hands. I'm taking my weight because, as you can see, I have my ek9, and you guys may remember these cars from a channel, Old Earl. Had some issues with that, so I just started a new YouTube page. The hatch here, the spoiler, I removed it for the simple fact that the stock spoiler I had on there, it was not creating enough downforce, and they showed you could tilt the spoiler, but for as far as performance goes, it was just not going to cut it the way I wanted to, the downforce. So what I did was I got two spoilers. This one here is the one I ended up using here, and I'll step on the scale in a little bit to show you how much added weight. I've already marked it up, installed it, drove the car, and I've took it back apart now to paint it and sand it down. So I was gonna use the this one here. This came off my girlfriend's Chevy Cavalier, but it has the third brake light, and didn't feel like wiring it up, so I figure I'll use one that has none. So this is my Prelude here that I had. I took the wing off. This is my donor car. The wings were installed here, and when the wings were on, I could leave the trunk without my finger on there and it would stay down, but now I let it go and it's that much lighter. So I'm curious to see the weight difference. Alright, so like I said, I am about 140, and you guys can do the numbers here. Let me see, I zoom in. So with the wing, give me the wing, boy. In my hand, I have it in my hand here. Let's see. Watch out, boy, watch out. Sorry.
Daddy, where's Toy?
Shit inside. I am about 150, about 155. So I'm guessing the wing is about 10 pounds. So you're adding another 10 pounds onto the stock wing. How much are you?
40.
You're 40 years old? Oh, you weigh 40. Sure. How old are you?
5.
5? Alright, let me weigh the other one over here. This is my makeshift bonfire roast breadfruit. This is the one that I took off the Civic. The previous owner, I don't know why he drilled these holes, but these are the holes I drilled. It's still wet, boy. So I drilled one here, one here, one here, one here. I had to paint them with whatever paint I had, and this is the inside. So once you sit it down on top of there and you measure it up, you'll decide where you want to cut it. I tried to get it as close as possible. I measured it up with a measuring tape, and then kind of I got it as even as I could. There's plenty of videos out there to show how to remove the wing, so I didn't figure I needed to make a video of it. Alright, so I'm back on the scale again. Like I gained a pound. I think I ate an orange or something, but that's about 144. Give me this. This is the
144?
yes. So I'm like exactly 100 pounds heavier than you, Aiden. That's something. So by the time you reach 8, you're gonna be almost my weight. Yeah, just remember, I knock your ass out if you step out of line. Alright, so with the factory wing that came on the Civic, it's about.
Daddy, look, I peed on my hand.
Yeah, I told you not to touch it. So the factory wing 44, it's about 6 pounds. So in total, it's going to be about 16 pounds on the rear end. So you're adding an extra 10 pounds with the Prelude wing. So I'm going to put this down. So this is the factory wing here, and this is the Prelude. Essentially, it's going to sit. I tried to get it as far back, and what you want to do is you want to get it on a tilt so that the wind hits the rear section of it to create downforce. You don't want to have it up like this. And the way how you can control the tilt is with these studs. It comes with some studs here because I wasn't able to utilize this screw here. With the way it sit, these don't make contact with the factory spoiler. So these studs here, you can actually grip it with a vice grip, and you're gonna have to rethread it with the nut once you grip it. And you can wind these up a little bit more, or you may be able to go to the auto parts store and get longer studs. That way you can put washers behind it to create that tilt. But I'm gonna assemble it and show you guys how it came out. So I've went on ahead and taken the two screws out. Well, yeah, these screws and the nut off of here. So this is how it's gonna sit here. I'm gonna get the stud into the last hole, and if I can get it in there, and as you can see, it coming together there. And then I'll flip it over and get all the bolts at the bottom. I won't be able to film this or record all of it because I'm doing it by myself. My son, I can't give it to him because of course he's not gonna get all the shots. So I'm gonna just flip it over and put the bolts. But I'm gonna so what I have here is sealant, and what I'm gonna try to do is all the nuts and bolts that I'm doing, I'm going to try to put the sealant in between in them, so there's no water that's able to seep in. Let me remove this here. So another thing I wanted to mention was you'll probably have to cut out a section of the factory spoiler here and over here. So what you want to do is you want to put some washers on there. I'm going to try to put the widest washer I can possibly fit in there. If it'll fit. For the simple fact that, let me get this out. So I'll put the sealant here and sealant there. And yeah, you want to put the washer on there so it can, the factory hood, because it's only, the 10 pounds is significantly only on one section of the metal instead of the two piece. You want to put the washer on there, kind of spread the load. I'm not a professional, but after installing it and driving the car, got it to a decent speed. I took it to Mexico, got it to about I would say a decent rate of speed, and everything held together, nothing got loose. Every once in a while you may have to check to make sure that nothing came loose over a period of time, because I know with having solid motor mounts, some of my bolts become loose over a period of time. Alright, so as I'm putting it together, like I said, put the sealant under it, and I'll put two washers here, and I'm going to put one washer on the top side before I put the nut. Actually, I got them right here, and so that's going to help to create that tilt that I'm talking about. And as I tighten it, also I can once I get the bolts in, I'll show it. All right, so the two first bolts are in here and here. I had to use a C-clamp. Like I said, I'm working with myself right now, so I had to use a C-clamp to kind of compress this a little bit more so I could get it in there, because like I said, I have, let's see here, focus. I have two washers under here. Just gonna have to take my word for it because the camera is just not working. And I have one washer under here, and it should be better over here. There you go. One washer under the bolt here, because you don't want the bolt to come through the spoiler after a period of time. And I also have two washers up under there. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna catch, and if I flip it around, you'll see like this is gonna be facing the front, so you want this downward more. So all I'm gonna do is just try to catch these, and then I'm gonna tighten the front ones as tight as possible and keep these as low as possible, and it's going to create that tilt. Alright, so now that I have all two bolts, because like I said, this third bolt, it's not gonna really be able to. I'm not gonna try to catch it. Like I said, those two bolts work good. If you have it angled properly, it's not gonna be pulling the spoiler off. It's gonna be pushing it down. So now that I have the two bolts here, I'll flip it over and show you here before I tighten it. Alright, so what I'm showing you is that the actual bolt, come over here, the actual bolt itself, the one in the front, you want to be able to tighten down that as much as possible and just thread this enough where it's not going to fly off. And that's the one with the washer is on there. And like I said, what it's going to do is it's going to create a tilt in that spoiler. So it's essentially now an adjustable spoiler. So at any time, if you want, you can adjust it. You can loosen it or tighten it up. So as you loosen one bolt, you tighten the other one, and that'll create tension on both of them. So I'm gonna get it to the tilt that I want and put it on. Alright, so before I assemble the spoiler, I decided to just take the weight off both before I install the spoiler, I decided to just take the weight of it. So stupid scale. So again, man, I swear I lost like 3 pounds.
Just 40 pounds?
I think it's when I lean forward, Aiden. So approximately we're about 144. So my helper, he can't handle this. So now with the spoiler, 159. It's almost on 60, but it's only when I lean forward. The more when I stand up straight, it's 49.
56.
So about 149. Oh, so now that I have it installed, before I showed you guys how it looks, two things is, like I said, they already have. Yes, sorry, I was interrupted by my lovely son. So you can still see. Yes, hummingbirds eat that. Go fill up the hummingbird feeder. He's coming back. All right. So it has the 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. I don't know if you can adjust it from these screws, but I just tightened them down, being that they're the ones holding all the weight. Plus they have a cap on the ends of them, so I guess you can only tighten them so far. This black stuff is on my hand. This is the sealant. So yeah, this is how it looks. Yeah, so this is how it sits. I mean, it sits like it would come from the factory. So yeah, for the most part, you can drive it. You can drive it and not have to worry about everybody staring at you because you look weird. I also installed some 15-inch tires. For the most part, I'm big about handling. I need to get some decent coilovers. I had it aligned and everything, but I want some decent coilovers. So just a little note. So the offset I'm running on the car is on the back. I have 195 50 15, and on the front I have 205 50 15, and that's because the load of the weight is on the front of the car. And like I said, I'm not sure if you can adjust it from those 4 bolts that holds the actual spoiler, but I just adjusted it from the bolts. So now you want to find out if it does have a tilt. So from the looks of it, it looks like it's tilted, but me, because I am so thorough and specific, I either have a level and you put it on a flat surface and you measure it with a level. You can put a marble on here and see where it rolls, or you can put water on there and see what direction it rolls. Hey man, just wanted to share this video with y'all.